Hi, I'm Lauren.
And I'm Kristyna.
And this is our podcast,
Let's Chew the Fat.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Yes, today's Kristyna's birthday.
Yes, it is.
I'm not going to sing, but you guys can sing while you're listening. Today, we're going to talk about procrastination. Once again, we don't really know what the thought process was when we were writing it down, but it's an interesting
theme lately.
It's a common theme. We apologize. But it's an interesting topic nevertheless, so we're just going to talk about that. And first, as always, the weekly recap, which is
After
Barcelona, yeah.
Which I have no idea what happened since. It's been so weird. Like, the time is just, like, passing by. I don't, like, so much is happening, so I don't remember everything. But I think after Barcelona, we were just
tired.
We're all extremely tired because we didn't sleep a lot. And then also, like, a lot of things accumulated that we had to do, right?
Yeah, like, university really caught up with us. So we
So
came back, we were tired. Technically, we only wanted to relax, but we absolutely could not. So it was stressful, but we managed. I also got sick, which is fun. That was a very weird experience. It was a weird sickness.
How long were you sick for?
I mean, in the end, from like Sunday on, I felt fine again.
Okay.
Like Friday, Saturday, I had like a little bit of a like stuffed and runny nose, and from like Sunday on, even that was the weirdest thing because basically I got out of nowhere pretty much. Well, I woke up we're not going to go into detail, but I got a little bit of a sore throat like Tuesday evening, but I didn't think much of it because I always have a sore throat. And then I woke up on Wednesday and it was a lot worse. And I was like, okay, like I have a lot to do on Thursday, so I'll just stay home, sleep a couple of hours more, and I'll be fine. And then towards like midday, I got the worst fever, and I had the worst fever until like into the night. But then I woke up on Thursday. I still felt off just because of that day of sickness, I think. But from that point on, I just had like a runny nose, and then that was gone, and then I was fine again. I don't know. Maybe it was just exhaustion and stress. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I went to Valencia Friday morning. I went to visit my friend who's studying there on Erasmus this semester. And I really wanted to go because I've never been to that city before. And I was like, while she's there and I'm here, like a little bit closer than last year. But I wasn't sure if it's going to happen because we just had so much to do and not a lot of time. Like in general, during the semester, like I was thinking about it in the beginning and I was like, I don't know when. Like we were literally going through the weekends. I was like, I can't do this one. I can't do this one.
We have very full weekends.
Yeah. And then this weekend came up.
Because it was a long weekend.
Oh, true. Because we had Monday and Tuesday off. So I don't have classes on Friday. So I was like, I'm going to go Friday morning and then come back Tuesday or something. But then in the end I came Wednesday evening because she had an exam on Tuesday, so I wanted to have a full day with her on Wednesday because I also had to work during that weekend. She had to study, and I think it was also because the train tickets were cheaper. I went by train, which was great. I love it.
I love those like long distance fast trains.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, if you go earlier in the morning, you're mostly sleeping. So what I did was, like, I read a little bit in the beginning before we even, like, left the train station. Because what I love about it as well is that you come. You're supposed to be there 30 minutes early because you have to go through the security, which is super fast. Super fast. And then, like, the train is already there. So you can just go in and sit, get settled in. And you don't have to, like, stand anywhere, wait for it. So that's great. And then we just went to Valencia by the train, and then on my way back I was on my laptop and I was like doing stuff for university as well because they also have Wi-Fi. When we went to Barcelona, it wasn't working, right?
For me, at least, it didn't work. No,
for me either, I don't think, but this time it did work. Okay, which was great. Nice. So I loved the train rides, and I managed to get there on time on Friday morning because I was worried. I took the first train and it was like if everything went according to the plan, I would be there like right 30 minutes before the train left. But I was like, lately Renfe isn't working properly. But in the end, I managed. And then the same thing when I came back, which honestly, I didn't have to be stressed at all about that, I don't think. Because like I came 11:15, and I even took like the one train before the like last one.
Yeah.
And I had like enough time to catch even that one. So it was fun. I was really glad I was able to get home like that. And the trip there was amazing because, you know, like it was a different type of, it wasn't like traveling as such.
Right.
Because I just went there to see her, and of course, I mean, see a little bit of the city because I've never been there before. But I managed to do like all of that, and it was so stress free. She was also saying because she had her family here a couple of days prior to that, and she's like, I'm so tired of like having to come up with a plan,
right?
You know, which does happen when we have people over here. And yeah, we were working. We played padel twice. We played beach volleyball. We went to the gym. We walked around the city. We bought paddle rackets and jewelry.
As you do.
And, you know, it felt like, I don't know, like I settled in there because I was there for 6 days, and it just felt homey because she was there, you know, and we had this like dynamic that we have at home.
Yeah.
We cooked together. It was
and you were
nice
in like her apartment, you know, so it wasn't like you're at an Airbnb or something
exactly.
like that. Like you were at her home, basically.
And I wasn't stressed about anything about it because even coming back here, like if I missed the train or if something, like I could still, you know, be there, be with her in the apartment. So like that was super nice about it.
That's
Because
nice.
I didn't feel like traveling, even though technically I was.
Yeah.
So it was amazing. Nice. What did you do on Monday and Tuesday?
I mostly just did university stuff. Yeah. I mean, basically the whole weekend. On Saturday, my dad got super last minute like tennis tickets for the Madrid Open.
That was so cool. I mean, I saw it on BeReal.
I was so excited. Because like a friend of his got tickets and then he couldn't go, so he wanted to get rid of them, so he got them for super cheap. And so we went there, and I'd never seen tennis live. But for me, like, I was talking, I think I told you about it, or like Sophia, that it's like, I enjoy watching tennis live because that's what we did during my childhood. Like, it was always on in the background in our living room.
Okay.
So for me, like, even just like the sound of the tennis ball is super like comforting and calms all my anxiety, and I really enjoy it. So it was super fun to like be there live, and I was like the way I'd always seen it on TV, and like understand all of the like audience etiquette, I guess.
Yeah.
Etiquette?
Etiquette.
So. I think that's how you pronounce it. You know, like you have to be super quiet while they're playing, and then they have like this specific type of clapping, which is still confusing to me. I don't understand what it happens and why it happens, but it was such a fun experience. So I did that on Saturday. Other than that, also bagels beforehand. Other than that, obviously.
Tradition.
Other than that, not much because we had a lot to do, and I worked a lot on the online journalism presentation because I was editing everybody's stuff, and a lot of spreadsheet.
I don't even get me starting on that.
It's a big problem in our lives currently.
I'm so excited to just get rid of that class.
Me too. Even if we have all the other exams after that.
Exactly.
Next week it's done.
This feels like the most horrible. I mean, if we're going to talk about it in the like semester recap.
Yeah.
But it's a horrible, horrible class because we're doing so much. It's only a 3-credit class.
And it's taking up so much of our time.
And it's so stressful. And like, even though I'm doing every like exercise, everything, I still don't know enough. And I don't understand it. And I just hate it. And
yeah. So that was a big, because I literally like, I did the project. Then I had to do the exercises still. Like there was so much.
Online exams. In-class exams.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
And we have the exam next week on Thursday. I'm terrified of.
And the project due on Sunday.
Okay.
Which we now think we've probably done it wrong. But details. That was our week. Anything else?
No.
And here we are recording.
So let's get into the main topic.
Yeah?
Yeah. All right, main topic.
Excuse me.
Is productivity and procrastination.
Yeah.
The overlap of these two things. It's very on point right now because we are like right before the exam period. We're doing all the projects, blah, 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 as we've said 1,000 of times. So let's just dive into it. So, when do you feel the most productive?
Probably when I set a to-do list for myself or like certain goals for the day, and then I actually accomplish all of it. But usually, like, it's the best if it's not just like 5 different university assignments that I have to do.
Yeah.
And then I get those done. But when it's also maybe like some social plan or some like plan for myself, like going to the park and reading, when it's like that nice balance. And at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, this was like a nice balanced day where like I took care of myself, but I also got a lot of stuff done. But there was also like, I also did stuff that brought me joy. I would say like after a day like that. What about you?
Okay. Honestly, for me, it differs because sometimes I procrastinate the whole day. I don't do anything, or I just do like tasks, maybe like cleaning my room or something like that. So I like do stuff, but not necessarily like the top priority ones. And then I sit at my desk like in the evening and can work for like 3 or 4 hours straight.
Right.
But mostly I am like productive the first half of the day, as we talked about in the last episode. Like if I wake up early in the morning, I just feel, I have this energy and this fresh light, sunlight, and I feel like doing something.
Yeah.
And I feel like I get done the most things the first half of the day, because then like I cook lunch, I eat lunch, then you clean up after cooking, and then before you like get into doing something again and being productive,
it's already like 4 o'clock.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then we eat dinner at 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the first half of the day. But right when you were talking in the beginning, I remembered how important, at least for me, it is to write down every single thing. Because sometimes like I write down the things I need to do, for example, like this assignment, send this email. And then things come up during the day that I have to do. It's still like things I have to do, or I remembered I have to do, or something like that. And they're not on the list. And either sometimes it happens that I don't cross off all the things on my to-do list. And then I'm like, I didn't do anything, or I didn't do the things I was supposed to and I needed, but I did more.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like it because you don't see it on the list.
I was going to say, like, if I don't do a to-do list and cross off stuff, I can have the most technically productive day. And at the end, I can still feel like I did absolutely nothing. So I feel like with the to-do list, one part of it is to remind myself of what I have to do. But the other part is really just like being able to look back and like feel good about the day, because otherwise I will literally just convince myself I did nothing. The thing with the to-do list is also I like to do it the day before, like the night before at least. Like usually I kind of plan out the whole week, but ideally I do it at least the night before, because I feel like then you get into your day better. Because otherwise in the morning you have this whole time of like, wait, what do I have to do? Like kind of collecting your thoughts and collecting and like putting in order everything that you have to do, and it's kind of a waste of your time. Whereas in the evening when you sit down, you can wake up and look at that, and you're automatically not stressed because you know what you have to do, you know what you have to get done. True. So that helps me too, especially with like feeling stressed and overwhelmed in the morning.
Yeah, like writing things down in general. Like I tend to just have things in my head that I like need to do, or I want to do, or ideas for something, and sometimes I just leave it in my head, and it's not a great thing, because it happens to me, for example, even like when I have a day like for myself, what I'm not stressed and I don't have to do anything special, but like then I'm like, oh, so I have time, so I want to do this and this and this, like for myself as fun. But then I don't write it down, and all of a sudden the day comes and I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do with myself.
Exactly.
And then you tend to like procrastinate or do things you didn't even want to do because you don't remember.
That happens to me a lot when I have a lot of free time, when I don't have a lot going on, like maybe throughout summer. Like at the beginning of summer, I'll have a bunch of ideas of what I can do and how I want to spend this time. And then when the time comes along, I'm like, wait, what am I doing with all of this free time? And then you waste a lot of time. Like, not necessarily with stuff like assignments, but with stuff that you want to do, like going to the lake, going for a hike, all of these things, you know?
Because so even like positive things that you're actually excited to do, or we tend to forget about it, or at least I do.
I don't know why.
That's why I write down like lists that I want, like whenever I go home.
Yeah, that's true.
Either over the summer or over Christmas break. Like, yes, it has something to do with the fact that like we don't have a lot of time, or like we have limited time. Yeah. But also because like I'm excited to do those things, and I know that if I don't write them down, I'll forget. And the great thing about like writing these things down and like now in time, like there's so many options, you know. Mostly I just use my phone and my notes, because you can also like put the tick thingy there and just cross it off, or you can buy an agenda,
which I just did finally. Literally like 6 weeks before the semester ends, I purchased an agenda in the hopes of it turning my life around, because I was so insanely stressed out.
But
it has helped.
Yeah. I mean, I had one. I mean, I still have one from last year, but somehow like I got out of that like routine of using it, and now I can like get myself back to it, because I do use my like calendar on my phone, like I said, notes. So I do write it down somewhere, but it would be nice to just take out and I will do it, my agenda, because I have to like plan out when I'm going to study for what, when I'm going to finish this assignment and this assignment.
That's the thing, like with an agenda, I don't necessarily use it to put like appointments. Like I don't write down, oh, here I'm going to go have dinner with this person. Here I have to go, like, I don't know. I don't really do much else. Or like, here I have to go to Zumba. You know, I don't really do that. I use it more like as like a place to put like my to-do list. And like mine is really nice because it has timestamps from 7 until 10. So when I get a day where I'm really overwhelmed and I know that I have a lot to do, I will literally plan like from 7 to 8. No, I do nothing from 7 to 8. I don't wake up that early. From 9 to 10, like do this. From 10, you know, and that helps me like get an overview. So that's kind of what I use my agenda for, not to keep track of appointments necessarily.
I don't really like, I mean, we could go on a rant about like agendas and all these things.
Believe us.
We love that topic. But I don't really like the timestamps. And like we had a class in high school that was called, I don't know, just something about like the personal growth and things like these. And it also included like time management. And we did some exercises, or they taught us that we're supposed to like write down things to do, obviously, and then like with timestamps and like how long we think it's gonna need, so you can plan it out like that. But I don't like that, because I don't know like how long this is gonna take me, and then if I did write it down and then I did something for longer and then I had less time for the other thing, or the other way around,
it stresses you out.
It stresses me out even more. So what I just like to do is just write down the things I need to do without any timestamps, and then do it during the day whenever I feel like it, or when I have time.
I won't necessarily follow the timestamps, but I think it calms me down to know that I do have enough day. Well, I wanted to say I do have enough time in my day, but I have enough day to get everything done that I need to get done. Like that's what I kind of use it for. I don't stress myself out if I like use 2 hours for something that I thought it would take 1 hour, but looking at that and seeing the overview, I'm like, okay, if I follow this, I can get it done.
Okay.
So that's what kind of helps me.
I mean, when I think about it, because I always used to be like, oh, I have a calendar in my phone. Like, why would I need like a printed one, especially if you have to like drag it around with you? But now that we're talking about this, I think, like you said, I have my phone more like for appointments, things like that, because I also love that you get the notification like 30 minutes prior, an hour prior, however you set it up. So you don't forget about anything. And like, I can always see it everywhere I am. But it's, I guess the agenda, I also use it more for like plan, like
planning
to
each
do
day
things.
and, yeah.
Yeah, but not appointments. So yeah, that's true. I will start using it again. I swear.
Okay.
I have to.
And like regarding procrastination, do you feel like you procrastinate a lot?
I feel like I don't do it during the year as much. I think it just really happens when exams come around.
You procrastinate exams? Like studying for exams?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, when we had the like schedule last year and we had it all planned out, I think it was
there
better.
Was no time to procrastinate.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I guess as everybody, I procrastinate when I have to do something I don't want.
Right.
And like, for example, yesterday I was working on one of our assignments for design thinking. And at least I wanted to read the whole text that we have to like write stuff about. Yeah. And I just got through half of it because I kept like procrastinating with checking my phone and stuff.
With reading, for me, it's really bad.
Right?
Like reading, I don't know why. And it really, like I get really frustrated with myself because it's like, that one isn't even that long. It's like 10 pages.
And it's kind of interesting, you know? It's not even anything horrible.
But I will literally read one paragraph, get distracted. Yeah. Read another paragraph, get distracted. It is horrible. And it's the worst with like, if I'm like actively working on something, I'm better at it. But with reading, it destroys me.
Yeah. And I even planned out like how I'm going to do this assignment. Like first I'm going to read this, then I'm going to read all the notes and blah, 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 blah. So it's nothing bad. I don't know. But like you said yesterday, I guess we're just getting a little bit burned out.
I think so, which is not good. We were talking about it. I was like, I feel like we're already a little bit burned out. And the thing is, we have one more week of classes left. And then we have 3 weeks?
2, I think.
2 weeks. Oh yeah. 2 weeks of exams, which technically is like the worst period. And it worries me a little bit that we're already burnt out now. But I just keep telling myself exams are going to be less horrible than whatever we're stuck in here.
Yeah, I guess so. And we have to remind ourselves of the thing that comes after the exams, which is going home.
Summer, thank God.
And summer, yeah. And with the procrastination, when I said that like I check my phone or something, you know, it's so interesting to me. We talked about it kind of the other day, that like what did people do back when like either they didn't have phones or they had like the basic ones where you just can basically like call people. Yeah. Like how did they procrastinate? Right? Because I feel like phones play such a huge part in all of this today. Yeah. Especially because it's like so accessible. It's like what you always have on hand. You can do a lot of things with it.
And there's always new stuff.
Exactly. So what did they...
Maybe reading. I feel like I used to procrastinate with reading.
Okay.
At least like, I remember like I was supposed to sleep and I would be reading like under my covers. And I would read like every second of my life. So I feel like maybe with that. But I still feel like it's different. It's not... I don't think it has the same like draw as phones have, because they're designed to like
keep you
hooked, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Sometimes I really wish we didn't have phones and all these things, because as much as amazing as it is with like being able to stay in contact with people and do photos, videos, you know, whatever, like sometimes I really wish it didn't exist, because we also talked about that, where we were like, well, during the summer, maybe we'll try, you know, to be like less connected to our phones, maybe go for a walk, leave it at home, things like that.
Because now it's difficult to do that.
Yeah. And not because I am addicted to it in a sense where I'm like, I have to like, I want to play games, I want to this and this, but I'm just scared that somebody's going to call me, they're going to need me, which is also connected to overthinking, because I'm like, well, that would wait, but I would like, right, that one time I wouldn't take it with me. Somebody would be like an emergency and needed something.
No, but I was thinking about this yesterday. I was like, it's insane that we are like available to contact every second of the day. I was thinking about that, like when our parents when our parents were our age, like, you could call to like make an appointment, but there was no like last minute like contacting them like for help or like, I don't know how to explain this, but like right now, like we can be contacted 24/7 by anybody. Like I think it makes like last minute plans more accessible because like you can't just be like, oh, by the way, can we change the time to like 2 hours later or something like that? You can't do that. And I feel like that adds stress somehow, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Even like connected.
And it's expected that you're always available.
That's what I was going to say. Like also with like, for example, us living abroad, like we get so guilty about like not calling our friends, our family,
or taking
like
a while
enough.
to reply to messages.
Exactly. I'm like, I replied the next day. Like, I feel bad, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas, like, that's crazy.
Yeah. And I feel like that's a lot of stress to be always available and to be expected to be available constantly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, that was another topic. What was I going to say? Oh, for me with the procrastination, I do it mostly when I don't have a lot to do.
True.
Like right now, I don't think I'm procrastinating much because the stress levels are so high. The fear is so high. And we have so much to do. Like I feel like I need to be constantly doing something in order to get everything done by the time that it needs to get done.
Yeah.
So I'm not really procrastinating because the fear is here. But it's the worst like at the beginning of the semester when you have like one little assignment.
That's true. Because you're not like pressured into doing anything.
Yeah.
And also I think it is connected to like when you maybe don't really know what to do because you have time. And so like, again, the easiest thing is to go on your phone. So you'll be entertained. You can do a million things on there.
Yeah. And I also procrastinate a lot when like an assignment maybe scares me. Like when it seems like a bit difficult to me. Because somehow in my brain, I'm like, no, right now I don't have the mental capacity to do this like perfectly.
Yeah.
Like thinking that somehow in 2 days, I'm going to have a different brain, more knowledge. I don't know what I'm expecting, but I'm like, no, right now I can't do this perfectly, so I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
But I'll never be able to do it perfectly. So that's another big thing. I feel like wanting to do it perfectly and not feeling like you
But
can.
specifically with, for example, like uni assignments, I definitely recommend like doing like at least the first step, which can be creating a Google document and naming it, or I don't know, for example, with the design thinking assignment I mentioned, we had to download this like PDF with text, and so I put it into like an online tool. It's called Miro. Put it in there, so you know it's just like the first step that you do. And then every time you have to like work on it again, it's a little bit easier because you know that you've already like done something. And it helped me with essays, for example, last year.
Exactly.
A lot. When I just wrote one paragraph, or a couple of sentences.
Anything.
Exactly. Anything. Like maybe like if you tend to procrastinate a lot with assignments, like keep pushing it off. Maybe like just open it, like split it into multiple sessions. Like I am a person who usually likes to do it at once, but when I feel like I am like procrastinating or something, at least I force myself to do like one first step, and then every time I go back to it, it's so much easier because it doesn't feel like you have to do everything. You know, you've already done a little bit, and usually when you start doing the assignment, it feels like more reachable to do, you know, because sometimes you're like, I will never be able to do this, and once you actually like get into it in the beginning, you like recognize, okay, maybe it's not going to be that horrible.
And with essays specifically, like just write stuff down. Like you think every sentence has to be perfect, but it doesn't. Just write stuff down, and like more ideas will come to you, and you can always edit it afterwards, but you just need to get like the words on a page. Like, that's all that needs to happen in the first step.
And with the to-do lists, I also wanted to say something similar. Like, for example, for my exam studying to-do list, I learned to also not just say, do design thinking assignment, but split it into multiple smaller tasks that this requires. So then, because, you know, it usually takes you more than one time to do this task, this assignment, whatever. And so you couldn't cross it off until you finish it, you know? So I recommend like writing it down into small, like, again, if I give an example, like create a document, import the files, blah, blah, blah. So you can actually like check at least a couple of them that day, and it doesn't feel like, again, you didn't do anything, because you did, but you haven't finished it, so you can cross it off, And that helped me a ton also with like studying, study for Excel. Like that is such a like big, huge thing, So like split it into go through presentations,
look at chapter 1.
Exactly. And that helps a ton.
Yeah. And another thing is that like life isn't all about being productive.
Yeah.
So like, like with us being burnt out, like try to not get to that point, in the sense of like, if you're planning your life very strictly, because maybe you're in exams, like also plan in breaks, also plan in, like you're not going to go, realistically, you cannot go 3 weeks with like just studying and no like joy, to put it that way. So it is completely okay to like meet up with your friends for a dinner. It's completely okay to like plan 2 hours at a park, like where you're just reading and relaxing. And I feel like it's important. And also for me, like honestly, anything that's not me laying on my phone in my bed is like productive, like
that's true. We do so much as like humans in general.
Anything that is like you living your life and experiencing life, if that's meeting up with your friends, if that's reading a book that's gonna like teach you so many more things about the world and perspectives on life, like all of that is productive. Productive is not only something that has like a direct outcome, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like, if you have a whole day that you like spend with your friends, that's not an unproductive and lost day at all.
It's also, it actually like is productive in the sense where if you do go with your friends to have lunch or something, like you will be productive in the maybe assignment sense afterwards or before that, because you know that you have something nice planned. And so either you're pushed to do things before or after or both. And it's still like a nice day because you do have this one thing.
And it's good for your brain. Like you can't be studying nonstop. Like it resets your brain. Like it stimulates your brain in a different way.
Exactly. So it is absolutely okay. It's like even recommendable, I would say, because like when we had the studying plan routine schedule last semester, I think we were more productive because of that, because we had this structure that we followed, and we knew that in the middle of the day we have this walk, and at the end of the day we have this movie watching, bracelet making, and we were excited for those things. And so we knew that since we have these things planned, we have the time, space, capsule, whatever, to study, and only that time. So like we have to use this because after that reward comes, and like we have to move on with that day. So, and
continue studying until midnight would not have helped us one bit.
No, not at all.
Book club.
Well, we didn't read anything since yesterday.
It's been a day.
But I thought I could talk about a little bit about the lacrosse tournament that happened last weekend. That was actually one of the reasons I also wanted to go see my friend, because we both used to play lacrosse, and we have this tournament in our city. It is like a part of the capital, like it is in the capital, but it's like the smaller. I never know what these things are called. It's not a region. It's like a part of a city which has its own name. I don't know. I guess it would be like Getafe and Madrid, like the same relationship. It's like suburbs.
Oh, but that's not the same city. Yeah, so like suburbs.
It is the same. It is part of Madrid.
It's part of the community, like the comunidad, but it's not part of the city.
So maybe that's because Prague is also
a community, like a
comunidad. Yeah. Like a region. No,
yeah, sure.
So it's part of the region, but it's its own city. Okay. This makes so much sense now. But it's very confusing because since it is like Madrid is a city, Prague is a city. It's like so confusing because when you even write down the address, like you do write Prague or Madrid, which in my head, it's like, it's the city. So I'm like, what is this? Well, let's move on. And so our city organizes this tournament. It's called Aleš Hřebecký Memorial.
Of course.
It was created because of one player that was hit by a car, and they wanted to do it as a memorial.
That's his name.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And this was the 28th, I think, memorial, which is crazy. And the 30th will probably be like celebrated a lot, and I probably won't be. I have to be
Well,
there.
we're gonna be doing our thesis.
No. Oh my gosh. But luckily, at least they like film it and live on YouTube. They stream it live on YouTube. And so I also wanted to visit my friends so we could watch it together, because when I was watching it here last year, it was very difficult for me because the atmosphere of that tournament is absolutely amazing. And that's what I love about sports so much, because it just kind of like brings you together. The atmosphere when you're all cheering for that one team, and like the pressure of not knowing who's gonna win. It's amazing, and you still do feel it through the live stream. But the worst thing about it then is that all of a sudden like it stops, because they film these. It's not like one live stream the whole day. They split it into the games, and so then when the game ends, like they cut it. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm still here. And that happened to me last year with the finals. When we were playing the finals, we won. So it was such, like, it was crazy. Everybody was happy, cheering. Also, it's a tradition that, like, after the tournament ends, after they do the closing ceremony, there are fireworks and everything. And this year they filmed it. Last year they didn't. Yeah. So just the final game ended, and then I was just sitting here in my room crying because I knew what was happening there, but I wasn't a part of it. But this year I watched it with my friend. We also played the finals. We lost. It was such a crazy game. Like there were, I think, like 17 goals in that game. And it was just, we lost just by one goal at in the last minute or something. It was intense. And it was a lot of fun because two of Adela's friends, the ones who were with us in Barcelona, they came over and they cheered with us. So it was so much fun. And I hope I'll get to go next year because I'll be hopefully in Belgium, so I'll be closer.
Oh, is that why you were cheering in German?
No, that's true. I was cheering in 4 languages just because, I don't know, I just did.
And German is so random.
But German is such a nice, like when you say nine, it's such a powerful thing. That's why I use it.
Makes sense.
If I say no, that's not that good.
That's true, yeah.
So I'm like 9. That's good. That's good.
I'm glad.
So yeah.
Yeah. I think, honestly, that's all, right?
Yeah. Well, we need to read more.
We do. I mean, I did read. It's just still the same book.
I didn't, and I really want to, but there's just no time, even because tomorrow I'm leaving to go to Malaga and I'm flying, and I don't even know, because I'm like, yeah, I will have the hour on the plane, but I should be doing some other stuff for university instead, Yeah. But the thing is, I won't have internet. But then I have to study for it.
You will not be studying at the beach. How do you imagine? How do you envision?
I don't know.
You and your laptop? That's going to be...
My laptop would die.
Your laptop would die.
Okay, maybe not on the beach.
Yeah, I think you can be reading at the beach.
Okay. And let's move on to Song of the Week.
Yes.
So what is your Song of the Week?
My Song of the Week is... Oh, it's BeReal. Well...
No, I need to...
I think it's already done. It was 17 minutes ago.
Oh, no, I'm filming on my phone. I wanted to, do a nice birthday, but I'll save it for that because I'm almost always on time.
You are pretty good with that.
Yeah.
With mine, it never uploads.
It has been weird lately.
Late because of that. Yesterday, I was trying to upload for the entire time. In the end, I was late.
That's crazy.
And then
I think it's having issues because it's implementing these
too many new features.
Yeah. The song, do you have the song already?
No.
I do.
Oh.
And it's just like when you're taking the picture, and if you're listening either on your phone or I was listening on my computer, like it uploads it there. And I think it's genius because you will have the opportunity to discover new songs because you literally just click on it. It takes you right into Spotify and it starts playing. And I think that's amazing.
I don't have that yet. And then what it always does with me too is if I do get like the chance to upload multiple BeReals, it uploads the same picture twice.
I think it's a glitch. Because it happened to me this weekend. It happened to a lot of people. I think they're trying to figure it out. You have to give them a little bit of time.
Okay, I'll give them some time. It's driving me crazy. Anyway, my song of the week is technically the whole album, the Noah Cyrus album, which is called, it's not new. It's from 2022, but it's called The Hardest Part. Love it all. But if I would have to choose one specific song for this occasion, which I do have to, right, it's Unfinished. So Unfinished by Noah Cyrus. Obsessed with that entire album.
My song is, can I see, please? I think his name is Aiden Bassett, and this song is Out of My League. Yes, Aiden Bissett. Bissett? I don't. It's Bissett.
Oh, Bissett, I guess.
Bissett?
Bissett?
I don't know. It's him.
We don't know.
The song is Out of My League. And this guy, I discovered a couple of weeks ago. I discovered him through a different song. I think I had an ad on Instagram, maybe. I don't even know, honestly. Yeah, I don't even know.
And I discovered Noah Cyrus through Miley Cyrus.
Wow. Groundbreaking. Yeah, and this guy, I watched a YouTube, a music video, and somebody in the comments said, like, this guy does not, wait, how did they say it? Like, every song he puts out, it's a banger. It's amazing. And I really like him. I like that song, so go listen to it if you want.
I don't think I know him.
I feel like you might know him from the other song.
Okay.
But I don't know. And now the game.
Oh, true.
I'm going to copy your thing that we did yesterday because I think it's a great idea. And I'm going to take 3 words from my song.
This is going to be so difficult.
And the songs were Silhouette from Birdie and Duerme Vela from Farga. And was it?
No. We already...
Right? We already did it because...
Oh, no, it was because the other game you did right when I, like... She uses Safari. What is this mess? Right when I set the song as my song of the week, that's when you did the other exercise.
Oh,
it wasn't with the song.
I do use Safari.
I mean, come on.
You have 500 open
because
tabs,
I never use Safari,
and I can't put a new. What is this? I can use Google. It's
just
fine.
Just use an open tab. Like click on. Can you not do that?
No, because you have 500 of them open, and it's apparently the limit. What is this, Lord?
Because. Okay, my defense, I never use Safari. These are all menus from different restaurants and stuff. It's just whenever, like, it puts me to a new place from a link, it automatically, like, this is Dunkin' Donuts. This is the sushi place.
I mean,
hilarious. You can just go on one of these, right?
Okay. Because I do use Safari. I don't use
like
Chrome.
This. Oh, God, I should delete.
So... Silhouette Birdie lyrics.
That's crazy.
Okay. So first one is Skine. The first letter is the same.
Skiing?
No.
Skine. It's the same in English. Well, yeah, obviously you don't know German.
It's in the first line of this one. You don't know. It's shadows.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Your shadows in my dreams. Okay, next word. I'm not gonna give you the name of the song because it's literally the same.
You're going to different songs?
No.
Oh, the Silhouette.
I want to give you something that you could guess.
Okay.
but
There's
either
not a
it's
lot.
like the same or it's completely different than English. So,
Or like you can give it to me like within a context.
I have one.
Okay.
It's coruna.
Crown.
Yes. Okay. And then one more. Srdce. It's not similar, but it's a nice word and it's there a lot. So.
Srdce.
Srdce.
Is it a noun?
Yes.
Can you like say it in a sentence?
In Czech sentence?
Sure. That's not gonna help me.
No, it's not gonna
Or
help.
like what situation would you use?
So, every person has it. We need it to live.
A heart.
Yes.
That's heart.
Yeah, srdce.
Huh. That's interesting.
Good job.
Thank you.
And that is it, right?
That does not sound like heart. Yes, that is it.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode.
If you want to get in touch, you can find all of our information in the description below.